I was wrong about the Hunt the Front series, and we'll talk about it today. Plus, Brandon Sheppard back in the B5, an Outlaw Late Model sponsor update, Sunday results, and more. Let's go. It's Monday, March 10th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Right now at your local dealer, Kubota Orange Days are happening. It's the best time of the year to get Kubota equipment at unbeatable prices. And while you're there, make sure to ask about Kubota's K-Maintenance program for your newly purchased machine. Easy for me to say. K-Maintenance is the ultimate solution for proactive and preventative maintenance. Their expert technicians will work closely with you to identify and address potential issues before they become major problems. They're going to develop a customized maintenance plan tailored to your specific needs. They're going to utilize cutting-edge diagnostic tools to get your equipment back up and running quickly. And they're going to do it all with Kubota Genuine Parts. With K-Maintenance, did you know you get price protection also? You don't have to worry about inflation because your parts and labor prices are locked in when you purchase your plan. Don't let maintenance woes hold you back. Choose K-Maintenance and experience the difference for yourself. You can find the closest dealer to you in the My Kubota app or visit KubotaUSA.com. I figured with the first race now done that the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series was probably done bagging full-time drivers for their roster, but I was wrong. They added Trey Mills and Jimmy Owens in advance of the championship opener this past Saturday night at I-75, and now just this morning have announced Ricky Weiss as well. Weiss, the winner of the $20,000 race at I-75, he is part of what is a 21-team roster. Yes, you heard that right. 21 teams have declared for the tour. Now, obviously, nobody expects all 21 to go the distance, but Joshua Joyner and his group have done a nice job putting together another strong field in the third full season of this series. I'd said before that even though it was lacking the national level star power that they had in 2024 with Brandon Overton winning the championship, that the series would still be tough. I think, though, that adding Owens and Weiss and some of these other guys here late definitely closes that gap a bit. So who are the 21 drivers? Here we go, and hold tight because this is going to take a second to read. But they are Ricky Weiss, Corey Hedgecock, Trey Mills, Dalton Cook, Zach Mitchell, Jimmy Owens, Jackson Heiss, Michael Page, Sam Seawright, Oakley Johns, Joseph Joyner, Josh Putnam, Christian Hanger, Dillard Hatchett, Cade Loudy, Luke Morey, Ross Bales, Peyton Freeman, Cale Green, Mario Gresham, and Caden Mullinex. Ooh, that's a lot of people. If this indeed ends up being the final list, I still think the championship battle comes down to names like Zach Mitchell, Corey Hedgecock, Joseph Joyner, Sam Seawright. And then we're obviously now going to throw Weiss into the mix because he's been resurgent here in 2025, already 2 super late model wins. And I'm curious as well about Trey Mills. He had a good run the other night. And we'll see if Jimmy Owens can bounce back here. Love them or hate them, you got to give the Hunt the Front guys some respect for what they are building here. They got strong fields, they got good payouts, they can use the might of their social media presence to really promote these shows. And just look at some of the other names who raced on Saturday. Ryan Gustin, Dalton Wilson, Mike Marlar. They are definitely doing something right here. They've also got themselves integrated well with their own streaming service. I know they took a risk, for example, on that Need More race during Speed Weeks, but I bet they did pretty well on the streaming numbers, which would make up for it being a cold and damp night. I heard the crowd was good at I-75 on Saturday night, and I think as long as the weather continues to cooperate, that should continue to be a theme going forward. The worst to win amount on this schedule is $8,000, and that is only on the first night of a 2-night show. You have the finale at the Blue Gray in October at Cherokee, pays $35,000 to win, and that's along with a $50,000 check for the champion. I said before last year that this was turning into one of the toughest series in America, and I think that holds true again in 2025. Unlike a number of other top dirt late model names, Brandon Sheppard hasn't raced since the Outlaw finale at DIRTRACKR Nationals last month. He is planning on racing this coming weekend, though, when the World of Outlaws late models head to Smoky Mountain Speedway for 2 nights. Of note, though, is B-Shep, he's not going to be in the Rocket House car. He will instead return to the family-owned B5. And over the next several weeks, we'll see the B5 out quite a bit, as Sheppard will also drive it at the Nippy 50 at Maquoketa, plus 34 Raceway for the Slocum 50, and at Cedar County. The Rocket House car, it's back for Lucas shows at Atomic and Brownstown, plus the Outlaw races at Atomic and Farmer City, then Lucas Racing at Georgetown, Hagerstown, and Port Royal towards the end of April. Since returning to the Rocket chassis fold, Shep has actually had more success in the B5 than the Rocket 1. He won the Gateway Dirt Nationals. He had a bunch of good runs during the Wild West Shootout, almost won out there. It'll be interesting to see, though, how the comparison goes through the next 2 months between the two cars. It would be pretty wild if this trend continued, of Shep running better in the house car than the Rocket, or in the family car than the Rocket house car. We've seen Rocket chassis win elsewhere finally in 2025. That includes in Australia, also here in the US. But the Rocket house car itself still winless since the Topless 100 with Tim McCready. And Shep still actually hasn't won an outdoor race since last July. Sheppard is currently declared for both national tours, but there's really no reason to believe they won't be full-time with Lucas. They're going to play both sides as long as possible, but don't count on them to flip. The first Lucas Outlaw overlap is in 2 weeks, so unless weather kind of screws that up, that will be decision time for any teams that are thinking of making the switch. If you look at the drivers page on the Outlaw website right now, they do have all 30 listed. That includes RTJ and Owens, Shep, Brandon Overton, a bunch of guys. And you don't get these series doing feature pieces on drivers that aren't signed with them. And the Outlaws are taking full advantage of that right now. They've put out recent stories on RTJ and Drake Troutman. Side note on the World of Outlaws late models, just because I've been asked quite a bit about it, the series still does not have a title sponsor, and I've heard zero about any future updates. It is a bit surprising to see them without one, especially since it's been several years since they were sponsorless, going back to before Craftsman, really. They went from no sponsor to Craftsman to Morton Buildings to Case, and now nothing again. I had seen a list of companies they were supposedly talking to, but there's nothing really to report at the moment. It's obviously not what World Racing Group is hoping for, and not a super great look, but in this current era of streaming dollars, I don't think it's that big of a deal. The series can easily continue operating at current levels without the support, and that also means that WRG can afford to wait for the right deal to come along, so I don't know that they're going to be in a super big hurry here. In Sunday racing action, Danny Dietrich was the Lincoln Speedway winner, going third to the win. He took the lead from Chase Dietz just after halfway and handled business from there. It was Dietrich's first win at Lincoln in almost exactly a year. I think it will be exactly a year this coming weekend. Dietz ended up second on the day, and pulse hitter Troy Wagaman was third. Things did not go well for Jacob Allen. He flipped in his heat race and was basically done for the day. Freddie Raymer also crashed in the feature, as did Justin Whittle. And Brock Zierfoss was out early after something broke on that machine. Aaron Bollinger, plus 24 at Lincoln after 2 races. He went 15th to 5th in the icebreaker and 20th to 6th yesterday, passing all the race cars. Lincoln back at it again this coming Saturday, and then Williams Grove opens up next Sunday. That's the show for you today. If you want more dirt racing content, make sure to stop by DIRTRACKR.com for all the latest news and releases from around the sport of dirt racing. The front page there updates every 15 minutes, so as stories happen throughout the day, throughout the week, they will be there right away. I hope you guys have a great Monday out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.